Have you ever wondered how the world's first nuclear weapons came into existence? This is a story that begins in the throes of World War II, a time of desperate innovation and unparalleled scientific discovery. It's the story of the Manhattan Project. In the early 40s, the United States took the lead in a colossal research and development undertaking. The goal? To produce the first nuclear weapons. And they weren't alone in this endeavor. The United Kingdom lent their expertise, and Canada provided support. The project was a true international collaboration born out of necessity in the face of a global conflict. At the helm of this ambitious project was Major General Leslie Groves of the US Army Corps of Engineers. A man of great determination, Groves was tasked with overseeing the operation. But the scientific brilliance behind the project was none other than the renowned nuclear physicist J. Robert Oppenheimer. He was the director of the Los Alamos Laboratory, the nerve center where the bombs were designed. An interesting tidbit is the name Manhattan Project. The project was initially designated as the Manhattan District, a nod to its first headquarters located in Manhattan. But over time, this name gradually overtook the official codename Development of Substitute Materials, and it became the name by which we remember this historical endeavor today. The Manhattan Project absorbed its earlier British counterpart, tube alloys, further strengthening its scientific prowess. The Tube Alloys project was the United Kingdom's initial program to develop nuclear weapons. Their inclusion brought additional knowledge and expertise to the table. This was not a small operation by any means. At its peak, the Manhattan Project employed nearly 130,000 people. It was a monumental undertaking that cost close to $2 billion. That's equivalent to about $24 billion today. The Manhattan Project, a monumental undertaking, would forever change the course of history. So, buckle up as we delve deeper into the origins, developments and outcomes of this groundbreaking project in the episodes to come. Stay tuned. From a mere concept to a massive operation, the Manhattan Project quickly expanded. It was a marvel of logistical and scientific coordination, rapidly growing to employ nearly 130,000 people at its peak. This massive undertaking was not limited to scientists and engineers, but also included construction workers, factory workers, and administrative staff, all part of a well-oiled machine working towards a single monumental goal. The cost of the project was staggering. Nearly $2 billion was spent, equivalent to about $24 billion today. More than 90% of this budget was allocated to the construction of factories and the production of fissile material, the radioactive substances necessary for the bombs. Less than 10% was spent on the actual development and production of the weapons themselves. This colossal project was not confined to a single location. It spread its roots across the United States, the United Kingdom and Canada. Research and production took place at more than 30 sites, each playing a unique and vital role in the project. From the metallurgical laboratory at the University of Chicago, where the feasibility of the world's first artificial nuclear reactor was demonstrated, to the Los Alamos Laboratory in New Mexico, where the bombs were designed, and the Hanford site, where uranium was transmuted into plutonium. Each location, each individual, was a cog in the machine, contributing to the overall goal. The project was as much about creating a vast and efficient network of research and industry as it was about developing the weapons. It was about pushing the boundaries of what was scientifically and logistically possible. The Manhattan Project was not just about the development of weapons, but also about the creation of an unprecedented research and industrial network. It was a testament to human ingenuity and determination, a symbol of how far we are willing to go when faced with the unimaginable, a testament, too, of our capacity for destruction. The ultimate goal of the Manhattan Project was the creation of atomic bombs. The massive undertaking of this project led to the development of two distinct types of atomic bombs. First, there was the gun-type fission weapon, a relatively simple design that relied on a conventional explosive to slam two subcritical pieces of uranium together to achieve a supercritical mass. This design was eventually realized as the Little Boy bomb, because the Thin Man design, which was initially conceived for this purpose, proved impractical for use with plutonium. But the scientists of the Manhattan Project didn't stop there. In parallel, they also developed a more complex, implosion-type nuclear weapon. This design required a sphere of plutonium to be compressed by a series of conventional explosives, forcing it into a supercritical state. This intricate design was realized as the Fat Man bomb. To fuel these weapons, the Manhattan Project required an enormous amount of enriched uranium and plutonium. 3 methods were employed for uranium enrichment: electromagnetic, gaseous, and thermal. Each of these methods were used to increase the concentration of the uranium-235 isotope, which is more readily fissionable than the more common uranium-238. In tandem with the effort to enrich uranium, the project also embarked on a mission to produce plutonium. This was accomplished by irradiating uranium in nuclear reactors, which transmuted the uranium into plutonium. This process was first demonstrated with the world's first artificial nuclear reactor, the Chicago Pile 1, and was later scaled up at the Hanford site with the X-10 graphite reactor and other production reactors. The culmination of years of research and development, the atomic bombs were a testament to human ingenuity and to the destructive power we could now wield. Even with tight security measures, the Manhattan Project was not without its challenges. One of the key tasks of the project was to gather intelligence on the German nuclear weapon project. This was achieved through Operation Alsos, where personnel from the Manhattan Project served in Europe, sometimes even behind enemy lines. They rounded up German scientists, gathered vital nuclear materials and documents, all while navigating a world in the throes of the Second World War. Yet, while the United States was spying on Germany, it was also being spied upon. Yes, the fortress of secrecy that was the Manhattan Project was infiltrated by Soviet atomic spies. These agents managed to penetrate the project's defenses, siphoning off valuable knowledge and data to the Soviet Union. These were significant challenges, no doubt. But did they halt the progress of the Manhattan Project? Absolutely not. Despite these setbacks, the Manhattan Project pressed on, driven by the urgency of war and the race for atomic supremacy. The world would never be the same after July 16, 1945. On this pivotal day, the first nuclear device was detonated during the Trinity Test at New Mexico's Alamogordo bombing and gunnery range. This marked the culmination of years of rigorous scientific research and clandestine operations under the Manhattan Project. The power unleashed in this initial test was just a prelude to the devastating events that were to follow. Within a month, 2 atomic bombs, christened Little Boy and Fat Man, were dropped on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, respectively. These bombings, carried out by Manhattan Project personnel, brought World War II to a close, but at an unimaginable human cost. The project, having achieved its primary goal, began to wind down, but the knowledge it brought into the world couldn't be undone. The Manhattan Project ended with the close of World War II, but its legacy continues to shape our world today.